Good evening. Thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight we have request roulette. We'll call it request roulette again. And this one, we had a viewer ask. His name is Noah Trevathan. He's asked for Dear Anxiety by Clayton Jennings. And this song's probably got like something like 4 million views or something. I forget. It's like in the millions. So, Dear Anxiety. Oh man. Dear Anxiety. How can you say the words dear and then anxiety in the same sentence? Dear, precious, lovely, loving anxiety. Just such an oxymoron. But boy, do we go through some anxiety. I'm going through it right now. Can't begin to even start. That's probably a story time for another day. Yeah, I'm going through it right now. Let's just put it that way. But let's see what Dear Anxiety's got to say. Here we go. Wait.
Every time you walk through these doors, you're taking steps to find yourself. Remember, this is a safe place. There's no judgment. You are accepted right where you're at, and wherever that leads, to find your own peace and happiness. Feel free to express yourself, to release your anxiety. I want you to be able to walk out with inner strength to finally be free.
Wow. Good start so far. Not musical, but kind of a similar kind of beginning to Eminem, When I'm Gone, starting in a 12-step kind of environment like this that many of us have been through. And so, okay, good start.
Clayton, it's great to have you back. I know you don't like to share, but why don't you start us off tonight? We want to hear what you have to say.
I wake up, puddle of sweat. I have nightmares and I get back into bed. It's like these voices just keep playing on repeat in the back of my head, and I can't get them to leave me alone. 30 years old, but still hates being alone when I'm home, because that's when the voices get the loudest. Opening up like this is a moment far from my proudest, but these demons keep pressing me. I swear they're the foulest, but I've grown comfortable with their presence. My conscience is calloused. My dreams are their playground, my thoughts are their palace. I try to evict them, they return with more. Anxiety isn't an item you can return at the store. I was 10 the first time I had a panic attack. Like a punch to the stomach, there's no planning for that.
Wow. Who can relate? I think that I came close to my first panic attack. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, going through some stuff. Long story time, a different time, right? But there's when you talk to somebody that's been through this and they have that panic attack moment, it's not like you can just tell the person, just get over it, snap out of it. No, it takes you over. It literally takes you over. And for me, it came out of nowhere. Nowhere. Getting out of bed, getting ready to go to work, panic attack. Almost like it was there. And I could detect mentally and emotionally that I was right at the doorway. I was right there. And I could tell that if I had stepped through it and it really got a hold of me, it would have been debilitating. Literally debilitating. You have no control over it. It just happens. Whoa. And I know a lot of you guys can relate. I'm sure I'm going to see it in the comments that you guys have been struggling with it. And what a freaky thing. I never want to experience that again. Ever. I don't want to go there. Ever. Again, ever. And some of you, I can't imagine how many of you can live day to day with knowing that it's a bolt of lightning that's going to strike at any moment, and you have absolutely no control over what's going to come your way. Wow. 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 And those of you that are loved ones of people that have anxiety attacks and you feel like, oh, what's their problem? It's a very real problem. Real problem. And sometimes you need to seek help. Got to reach out. I don't know if it's a group like this or just a doctor or somebody, or finding meaning and joy in your life that can help offset some of it. But even then, I can understand. I can
Voices get
understand
the
this.
loudest. Opening up like this is a moment far from my proudest. But these demons keep pressing me, I swear they're the foulest. But I've grown comfortable with their presence, my conscience is calloused. My dreams are their playground, my thoughts are their palace. I try to evict them, they return with more. Anxiety isn't an item you can return at the store. I was 10 the first time I had a panic attack. Like a punch to the stomach, there's no planning for that. And I didn't tell anyone because I was too scared about what they'd say. And I know deep down there was nothing they could do to take it away. It was my fight to fight and my battle to face. I remember that house I grew up in and how those demons would rattle that place. I'd lay awake at night just staring at the ceiling. I've spent my whole life trying to run from that feeling of being lonely, that feeling of being lost, that feeling of being sick when the lights turn off, that feeling of being depressed, that feeling of being anxious, that feeling of screaming to God, begging him to take this, only to get silence in return. I'd lay in that bed crying and I'd toss and I'd turn, and I turn and I toss to this day. The doctors gave me medication, the pastor said pray. I tried both and this anxiety still hasn't gone away.
Can't get down on yourself when those prayers come back apparently silent, because God does hear them. And I guess the Sunday school part of this is it says his grace is sufficient for you. It is for me. Even when I struggle and face these fears and anxiety and all of that, it's his sufficiency, if that's a word, is for me everything. But sometimes you just got to muscle through it, because that answer is sometimes deathly silent.
So forgive me if I fantasize about being gone today. I'm an actor who got really good at being on today. But when I turn off, I go right back into the shadows. I'm in the deep end now, but I started in the shallows. And I might just drown myself in these waves. Suburban hell, these homes are all graves. Everyone's coping with something but won't admit it. They're all too afraid. And these kids are glued to watching me. What do I say? If I'm honest with them, maybe they won't think highly of me. Everything they want me to be is what I'm dying to be. But everything I really am is what I'm not trying to be. I want them to know that they're not alone in their struggles. I wake up in tears and fall back asleep in those puddles. And I don't think I'll ever get out of this valley I'm in. Terrified that all along God has tallied my sins. And if he has, the number must be astronomical. My life is a joke and you keep reading just past the comic. Because everything you think that I am is far from the truth. I wish I could open up to you and just let loose. But my vocal cords get tight when the devil pulls on this noose. And then I'm back to keeping everything bottled up inside. But he's not gonna keep me from pulling the throttle back this time. He's not gonna keep me trapped like this. I can't get out of bed, I was never made to act like this. I'm packing up my bags and he can't stop me from running fast like this. I'm not gonna be a slave to these voices of anxiety. I'm shoving the devil back for every time that he lied to me. And I'm taking a belt to these demons who whisper despair in my ear. And I'm ignoring every naysayer who stands and stares when I'm near. I'm moving forward out of this slump. I took my bruises, I took my lumps.
Okay, so technically, great storytelling, very relatable, almost to the point where it's I'm sure it's ministering to a lot of people that have never heard the song. They go on, this is me, this is what I'm dealing with. And again, relatability, I've said it a billion times in this channel. Relatability is, I think, what drives the pure enjoyment of this kind of music to our inner souls, right? Now, it's very monotone in the fact that it's so far no real chorus, no real peaks or build up. It's kind of like boom, right into it, and has a very soft music in the background coupled with his verse. And so the verse is awesome. I'm just thinking there's something more missing musically from it, but maybe that's the point, is to not distract you from what he's saying, to mess it up with a bunch of harmony and melody and instruments and stuff. We're just dealing with some very basic music here, but it's very good. The message is incredibly powerful.
Faces of anxiety, I'm shoving the devil back for every time that he lied to me, and I'm taking a belt to these demons who whisper despair in my ear, and I'm ignoring every naysayer who stands and stares when I'm near. I'm moving forward out of this slump. I took my bruises, I took my lumps. I fell down, but I got right back up. So give me a torch and let's light that up. I'm setting fire to the devil and I'm dousing these demons in gasoline. Look at you now you're not laughing at me. Now who's the one who's being tortured and punked? Now who's the one closing every door that I want? Now who's the one watching the other burn to the ground? Don't look away from me, you better turn back around. I'm not done talking to you now. I'm watching your moves. I'm on your back and I'm stalking you too. And when you try to ruin some other kid's life, I'll be stopping you too. You took 30 years of my life and I can't get that back. You told me to end my life and I nearly got killed for that. You took me down but I bounced right back. I was lost then and I got found like that. And everything you told me I wasn't, someone new told me I was. And everything you hated in me, someone new told me he loves. And when you tried to kill me with depression and anxiety, he reached in and placed hope deep inside of me. So I'm done listening to you and letting you control me. I'm announcing it now that the devil can't hold me. I'm walking away from the old me, and I'm demanding a refund on every lie that you sold me. You knew I'd find a way out sooner or later, and I found my escape in the form of a savior.
Clayton.
Interesting. Oh no. He didn't say any of it. But it's what he wanted to say. Whoa. Oh no.
We're here to help. Are you sure you don't want to share?
I'm good.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Supportless. Anxiety supportless group. Like there's no support. I got a few more seconds here. This must be nothing. Okay. Oh my goodness. Isn't that the truth sometimes? You want to be able to say something truthful, but you hold back. But how incredible it would have been if he really said that, like, you know, fantasy, of course, it's just a music video and a song and this and that. But could you imagine you get to the point of spilling your guts and you can even fantasize the way you'd say it all, but you don't. I don't. We don't. That's why it's so important. We need each other. We need communities like this where we can share in the comments, share with each other. Comment section is kind of a good way to kind of get it off your chest. No one's going to see your face or know who you are. It's good to share and relate and learn and aspire to so much more. Wow. So this one, I'd love the message. I was okay with the song. It was more of an impassioned rhymed speech than anything to me. And so I'm curious to see what else he has. But yeah, the message that he has is clear, and I'm sure we're going to see some comments in the comment section here pretty soon of what many of you have dealt with. And I just love you guys for what the comments you put in here and you're willing to share for people that really need you. They really need to hear what you have gone through, what I have gone through, what Eminem has gone through, what Clayton's gone through. So you know you're not alone. Boy, heavy stuff tonight. Take care. See you in the next one.